The biggest objection that we're finding, and I think we can say this is across all of our offices, is that fear of coming to the market in what we're all saying is such a great market and a strong market, but then selling very quickly and feeling that pressure to find. That is the biggest objection that we're finding at the moment. And actually I'm finding that's holding a lot of vendors off from going to the market in the first place, because it's that fear of securing themselves a buyer and not wanting to let them down if it takes them 6 weeks to 6 months to find. But really that's our job as agents to manage. A lot of the conversations that I find I'm having at the moment about taking the leap of faith, as some of my vendors are sort of calling it at the moment, is just reassuring them that we need to start being a bit more proactive as agents and take that stress on. It's our responsibility now to try and get them as ready as we can for the open market, or keep it off market if that's what's needed. Secure them a safe buyer, but then also be proactive enough to be out there looking. And when I say looking, it's not just let's drop a load of letters in a couple of roads and see if anybody kind of bites. It's almost tailoring specific houses and specific roads. We've had a vendor recently actually who I went to meet a couple of months ago. Very, very similar situation, knew that they wanted to move, had their dream house in their head. They could probably draw the floor plan for me. It was just, they haven't seen that thing come up for months, if not years. And it was that fear of if it comes on the market tomorrow, they knew they weren't in a position to make an offer, but at the same time, they want to be as far forwards as they can. So for us, we knew specific roads that had that exact house design, and we took the initiative to go knock on the door, introduce ourselves and say, look, you know, this is our situation. The positive of that is our vendors are pre-qualified. We know they're serious. It's not just knocking on the door on a Sunday afternoon. It's they really want to move. It's just not being able to find what they want, and we're in the best position to have access to those properties. When we did this very recently, a vendor of ours has actually gone and purchased his dream house off market, and the new vendors are absolutely over the moon. They're delighted. They thought it was another canvassing letter through the door. Yep, great, got a buyer. But no, within 48 hours, our vendor came and had a look, made them a very, very strong offer, enough for it to not even hit the open market. So this month alone, throughout May, half of the sales that we've done just in Droitwich have been from the proactive strategy. And I think people are sort of catching on to that, and we're getting calls now to say, right, Robin, what have you been to? What have you been to that's not on the market yet? Please, can I be on your database in readiness? So our vendors know that it's something that we adopt, but actually we can specify that to certain houses, not just find me a 3-bed house and be proactive. It's, this is the house that I would absolutely love. What can you do to try and get that secured for me? There's no commitment and there's no obligation either. That's the whole point of me coming out to see them. Same with if a letter was to come through your door to say, I've got a client who's specifically looking for your house design or even your road. If it's just curiosity that's kind of enabling you to think, okay, well, let's have Robin out to see what she thinks and what the options would be. There's no obligation. It's just really useful for a vendor to have that figure in their head so they can make informed decisions later on down the line. So honestly, please do give us a call and let us know if there's anything that we can help with, because there's no commitment from your end.